She's charged with a felony and a misdemeanor, and if convicted, could face up to 6 years in prison and a $350,000 fine. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports that typically in crimes of this kind of sentences are substantially shorter than the maximum. However, I will say the feds have like a 90+% conviction rate. Mm-hmm. So
you never take a case you can't win to court.
I think she's going to take a plea of some sort. Yeah. Unless she goes full resistance and then comes out, gets a microphone and says, I will not let Trump, Hitler, blah, blah, blah. And then she makes $20 million in donations.
Yes. And then she becomes a member of Congress and whenever her sentence is up. That's exactly what's going to happen.
No, she just runs in the midterm.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of her sentence.
Yeah. I mean, this is Wisconsin. So she'll win. Magically, those votes will come in and she will win.
Is this a form of just toxic empathy? This type of, I understand that she's politically radicalized.
It's cult behavior. Yeah. Because the victims that were mercilessly beaten by this man were in court too. So it wasn't an issue of empathy. It was an issue of hatred. She hates Trump and the right so much that she wanted this man to escape to cause pain to Trump and his base.
Despite the fact that she was able to see the victims firsthand.
And the victims were waiting, and she ushered the guy out the back door to escape.
Also, anybody with half a brain now, like you said, she knows that she's going to turn into a hero here to the left. Yeah. She's going to make a lot of money, and she's going to become a member of I'm not even like, that's not even like hyperbolic. She's going to become a member of Congress.
She's going to hang out with that lady who testified against Kavanaugh during his hearing. What was her name?
You know, it's just remarkable how evil these people are.
Blasey Ford.
Who were we talking to recently? I was talking to somebody, and they were talking about how they were surprised when they got into, when they went from the private sector to the public sector, how instantly people they knew turned on them. And I was like, yeah, yeah, I've certainly experienced that too. This Christine Blasey Ford, was that her name?
Yeah.
Her story was psychotic nonsense. Yep. I have 2 doors on my house now because I'm scared. It's like, you have a back door and a front door? Like, what are you talking about? No, I had to create 2 front doors because I'm scared. Then a report came out, no, she split her house to Airbnb, one portion of it to make extra money. Then she goes, I've been afraid to fly ever since. Yeah. How'd you get here? I flew. Do you ever take a vacation? I do. How do you get there? I fly. What the? She's just lying. Then you get the E. Jean Carroll lady, where it's like 30 years later, she's like, Trump brought me into the Bergdorf Goodman. Nobody was there for some reason. And we unlocked a dressing room door somehow. And I was wearing a dress from the future.
One of the things that I think is true about this is these arguments are always very, very persuasive to normies, because when you ask the question, well, why would she lie? To a normie, they can't imagine a world where your politics are so insane that you would say something so blatantly not true for the sake of political gain.
Unless you said, well, she's far right. And she's lying because she's trying to trick the left. Oh, now I understand why she would lie. Gotta call her right wing.
It's like a 6D chess.
Sixth dimensional. Yeah. Back in multiversal time travel.
Who was the follow up to Blasey Ford? Remember they gave her a New York magazine
and she
photo
claimed,
shoot?
That was the one where she claimed that Kavanaugh was waiting outside of there was a line of men.
There was a train.
And they kidnapped women and put them in the room and then ran trains on them by waiting outside.
That is so insane that there was someone that tried to
rewarded behavior. I mean, she got the who did the photo shoot for her? Wasn't a famous photographer did the photo shoot for her for the New York magazine?
Yeah, I mean, look,
the New Yorker or whatever.
I know you're right. It blows my mind, and especially when you bring these things up out of context and so that we can think about them without being steeped in the emotion of it. Now it's
the moment when it was happening. Yeah,
that person literally tried to pass off the idea.
Julie Swetnick.
Yes, Swetnick. Pass off the idea that there were running trains on kidnapped women in a college, like that was the norm.
I want to see a where are they now? I'd love to see does Swetnick go back to her regular job after that and then just go,
I mean, it all.
Remember there was another guy who claimed that he raped a woman on a boat, and when the feds contacted him, he recanted and got charged or something. Yeah. They were just let me see if I can find this one.
It was absolutely insane. And again, all totally rewarded. All of this is rewarded. So for a normie who still has some morals and values, you think, oh, I'm going to get busted lying. But in these instances, it's like, hey, you can just get away. Look, you're going to get probably a book deal, which didn't Blasey Ford get a book deal?
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at least you'll be famous for a while. You get a couple of speaking gigs. You make some good money. Get out there, get taken care of. You know, it's just unbelievable how this is rewarded.
It really is. Especially, again, when you look back on it and you think, you go through the some of the claims, like, and it was all because they didn't want this guy to be on the Supreme Court.
A guy claimed that he wrote a letter to Sheldon Whitehouse's office concerning a rape on a boat in August of 1985. And I think he ended up getting criminally charged for that. I'm not entirely sure. But this is the thing. They make these stories up. I've told this before. There are people that I've known that I consider to be really good friends from back in the day. I used to skateboard with them. All of a sudden, they're on X making up stories about me, tweeting at leftist podcasters who gleefully post this. It's a world of psychotic cult-like behavioral lies. So anyway, back to the main point. You asked the question, you know, what is she doing this because of empathy? It's because it's a cult. Like, really, these are low cognition people whose whole worldview is, oh, now's my chance to get something for me. I think they're evil. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.